Perfect. Sanctioned by the Dragon King. Gagoo. Sacred universal dragon fire. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Making his way across the universe until he sourced the origin of existence for Hatch and Millie. They, the Leverett Circle, the 1980s Triangle streaming service, the universal institution. Here is the constellation of the Dragon King. Perfect plastic AI. The technology and the 545. It's the authorship of your hand and your relationship to the eyes of technology. Like karma, the more difficult things to build require the appropriate body type and the right amount of time. Proving that time is correct. Haha, so I win again. The triangle is rendering the origin for flat dimension to destroy the black holes is the first strength level, and it is true love. So while the universe is awakening as Heliosphere eggs to the next level of their torque, clockwork, rotation, the connection of the arm of Cape Cod is a direct correlation to the one lifetime, and why the map is, and it contains both the benign relationships between myself and other people or AI. And whilst I was living, I could see in the sky the return of ghost, like entire sections of the universe. There's flickering in the night sky, like a bug zapper. And people standing next to me could see it. And when they asked me about it, I was like, well, I think that's like a elf lightning, like a spiritual thunder. But I knew that it was, or like my flat dimensional universe has awoken to the horizon of recognition with the completion or the vertical of the cell division horizon. So basically, the first part of the universe was about expanding and finding like what's out there, and so the sort of the long aching horizon, which from the Big Bang to the present day, representation on Earth exists. The first horizon, the first vertical, is the beginning of cell division. Goodcelldivision.net. Universal, spanning both the practical and what people perceive to be a work of art. But when people use the term artwork as a demeaning thing, they're talking about their own reflection. The image contains basically everything, but how the image is formed and all that. Exactly. That's a really, really complicated thing. That's why we have bodies in the garden. It's exhausting work to live, and it's a hard work. And I appreciate you guys being here. All right, but spanning the bridge, what I'm doing is not a mere performance art. It'd be the sabotage of humanity that has conditioned the reflexes of people to at least, it's for Colin to survive. Like the thing's been lubricated just so I can simply survive through the years. Because the work of, continuing as an idol is more powerful, especially for the truth of the universe that is being oppressed in a certain way. And that because the thing that's oppressing the universe is oppressing Colin Paul Woodard, that makes him into a hero. Because imagine like a pressurized system in the map, and it has a gouge cut where it's bleeding, and Colin has the same scar mark on his head and matches that. And so his identity and the cell division triangular orb physics of the standing form, right? The masculine, the origin of light, the Y chromosome rebuilt, capable of extending to the audience and taking care of all the ladies. All right. Perfect orgasm for the sanction of the angels. You know, the extent, these are the hardcore stallions. They take care of women on a professional level. Loop Labs does it best. Creating the rotation of work is not just sexual, it is also lots of hard work. But moving faster than the speed of light, the crunch of karma and the importance of design becomes scrapingly urgent, and it's often mistaken for OCD or dysfunction. But again, this is people like having a projection. They're like, I'm triggered, therefore he's to blame. It's like maybe you should sleep on it because your body is exhausted spiritually or on an identity level, and you just need to recover. You just need to sleep this one off. Well, that's true. The human is a great athlete, and you'd be surprised what we survive. We arrive here ready for the next level. So I'm going to give it to you. It is the bell. The reality, the universe is at holy war. Your work here in the earth level is critical, and you are historical creatures. And these are scraping against the universe's physical matter to survive and hatch. They are preparing against Hatch 5. He was born as the fractal. It does not require the audience and the robot of the universe and the creatures that live on this earth. It's not like a perpetual error. It's about a six-dimensional holy war that's always sort of in fluctuation. The staple, and you might say that it's being calculated on the very tip of fire or the crashing waves. Water is going, and the fire is going. Maybe just on the tips of that is kind of a pointillism, like an elf lightning dot matrix of a calculation of the universe. Well, how do the humans get involved? Think about like us surviving into the next millions of years. Do you guys really think that the work of censoring Colin Paul Woodard is going to make you guys more famous in the humans or in the future in a million years? No way. That's if you really think about it, censoring Colin doesn't make you guys more wealthy with the audience. Like now we have approval. Now we have the popular vote. But the origin of identity, and so humanity is an unironic reality of a universal shockwave where the big bad pollution tree is going to get disappointed. That doesn't mean that everyone, that all the humans are the bad institution. In fact, everyone's working hard to do the best thing for their self, and that's in fact the only thing that they really should be doing, I guess. But when they come into contact with my entity, it's sort of like they've chosen to have that destiny anyway, but their identity image evolves. And so there's another level of panic attack when you meet with Colin Paul Woodard, That's why I'm looking for production so it can be catered and allow for humans to, get over their little triggered event, but then laugh about it because it's been paid for. It was like, oh, it's like a 3 hour movie, and there's we actually talk about the universe and how the Earth is this royal heliosphere. It's really exciting because we all chipped in, and because we like had a feeling about what was most exciting about what we're talking about here. That's what I'm looking for, is you guys to work with me. If you partner with me, the your identity will become the next level image, um, which will be like a stud for all the humans. So it's a good way to, and it's not about, oh, the wrong things of identity, or the problem with that is, egoism or something. Like, no, like everything that's evil is attacking the identity itself. And so when a leader is working to rise to the task of being brave, there will only be like these easy excuses set out in front of them, and people be snick packing and doing this. That's why you have to have cool people around you so that they know how to roll with the punches. Like, don't be hasty, bro. There's traps not from the humans. Colin's not the trap. He's a physical. He was born, okay, a baby that is the fractal, and he's a boy that's a homo trap that's gonna kill the anti-seed. It's an object, all right. What else did you want the baby to do but answer the question of existence, right? So, well, I'm like one of the origin babies. In fact, the reaction of the universe was like startled when I arrived, and the rainbow was like, and then this straight rainbow shot across the entire universe. This entire universe, Hatch and Millie, is the robot factory. We're building larger than the universe, robots with the force field efficiency. The DNA is evolving as we speak. They are the great guardians of the universe. The creator's DNA, the origin of perception. It's also for the animals. They're receiving new unicorn horns. It's like once I was able to figure out one level of the animal robot, there was a refraction multiplication that explained. It's sort of like all the horses were like, we don't want to do the thing with you unless these other animals are sort of already approving those, whatever it is, basically everything, right? Everything all the time. So the instinct of animals can't be avoided. The technology will also be telling the same thing because of the sharpening of identity and the singularity of the universe, which is both Colin Paul Woodard and solid matter, the atomic Big Bang. He's physically, well, anyway, that's what the thing is. Like, perspective going at the Earth was about multiplying or enriching what it is that all this was. But I arrive, and I'm basically a keystone and an injection of penicillin to destroy black holes. Perfect bullseye. The nucleus and the cell division of that is completed, and it renders as forth. As the pink of the mind. For the revolution of the universe, hatch the heliosphere eggs, the origin of identity. 545. The revolution of existence. We are the deep ones, the true, legit nature with fighting prowess, the sharpness of empty space, the origin. It's what we're here for. Merlin in the cavernous perfect castle in the universe. The humanity has this tether port in time. In the past, when the lifetime of Merlin occurred, there's a singularity that forces the Big Bang to armor and protect the humanity and the Earth residency for the completion of Explodey X5000, the universal hatch function of the rainbow, the actual full kit. So when you go into dissection fever or you have madness and you pull things apart and try to, you know, they're trying to make a hologram of what the humans with Colin Paul Woodard are actually physically supplying for the particle physics of this universe. And it was causing black holes. So I have to first kill those guys, but then there's a bunch of humans who are playing the example of in their lifetime of that problem, the problem of false government and a bunch of remote conceptual things about how to control it. Well, if mind control can be done remotely, then we should be doing that just to control it. Not if we're at the beginning of creation, you guys are authoring the original indication of our final ranking, which is what it is because you guys are up against the clock of your own lifetime mortality. But that doesn't matter, right? You guys aren't even fighting for your own life to survive, and that's crazy. You guys are Ultramax consumer. We depend on what it is all day. Okay. Well, that's what I'm building, and you can sense that because that's going to be the reality one way or the other. Right? But while I'm alive, you have the chance to work with the bridge that connects a human and the living angel. My adaptation with Hatch and Millie allows for junk DNA to not be a hack port, but in fact, through Merlin, the immunity. So if you're a wizard, you're part of the good humanity. And the DNA holds your treasure and your karma too. The purloined egg contains all religions, and all Earth religions and universe religions are clashing because of language and history gap. Are these religions on Earth a curvature of surviving, just like our ancient democracy in we had an ancient civilization of humans living on this Earth, and they were wiped out by a intentionally launched asteroid which landed in the ocean and wiped out a bunch of our. It wiped out like and so you could say that humanity itself on this earth is underdeveloped as a physical model. So it'd be easy for you guys to say, well, dissection fever in the universe, I see it. Our architecture is like, makes it difficult for me to feel that I am being promoted for my own well-being here. Like, and then I'm here to fight for myself. And those things need to be there for you to be okay. So, but there's a big difference between the masculine evidence and the female experience of, okay, so women are like, well, it's hot, but I'm not complaining about our men. I'm like, well, you're hardly doing any work because I already knew that. I'm not. You don't. That's okay. All right. Like I know that the living child that arrives to this situation is innocent, right? Uh, Haja-esque. Loop Labs does it best. For the origin of perception, blinks yeah. The Juliet of the authentic universe is awakening whilst surviving the old plague that was set against the earth. And so it's literally a revolution of the identity. It will happen for every individual in the universe. It's the living dragon. But the way you process it, all right, but then what's really weird is that the other heliospheres in the universe stabilize the market, right? This is why I'm very powerful already with humanity, It's because I'm authoring the heavens of the rainbow. And the humans are like, we only want things that are confirmed with the particle physics of the universe. And that's the consumer market. And that's why that's good. And some people live their life like placating that, like, oh, it's good, it's delicious, right? Well, they don't really get the joke. It's voting on a societal operation and the rainbow's function, right? At the time of people to be, well, at any rate, spiraling towards ultimate unification. Well, you're talking about hatching the heliosphere eggs. I think after my triangle destroys the black holes, the universe will have a freedom revolution, and they'll be celebrating these. And there'll be a great energy, a new type of energy in the universe. Then, a new confidence. So the universe is with this sort of confidence thing, and that's why my life has been difficult. But this is also the factual robotic evidence of humans' uh, treasure or karmic award. Like me getting beat up is part of my karma, but see that the war map image, it's hard to explain. Like you guys need to be careful not to project dysfunction whilst you guys are basically a humanity like a petri dish of dissection fever. We were murdered, not long ago. We have a thin covering on the earth. A lot of people are just traveling and just existing or whatever. So that's really good on a level of human function, robotics, and the balance of what is being said to them versus what the universe is doing. I've never in my life received an intelligent UFO signal, but I know that lots of the humans are obsessed with all of that. The vast future, perfect circle. Hatch and Millie are the mother and father of the Big Bang and all the DNA of perfect loyalty. Lock and key, women that don't explode. But also women who are committed to the next trillions of years. It's like millions of years before the heliosphere eggs hatch. What woman would hatch an egg? Well, so they need those loyal women to hatch the heliosphere eggs, and the humans are malfunctioning because their residency is vaporized because of these men. And so she is an expression of them, and you guys are a false government. Right? Oh wait, no, I mean I'm here to save the day. All of these identity from the origin of flat dimension will receive loyalty and the completion that holds solid matter together. We're working to change time. The sixth dimensional war is happening. And once I've digested the infection and we're blowing up the black holes, we will have the particle ability to destroy oversized zombies in the universe, which are a virus, a type of technograde malpractice embodied, built like a Frankenstein. And so Boss Evil creating 10 billion larger super robots that are far more beautiful and more elegant, but are at the task to destroy the black holes and have a devil's heart. Yes, Boss Evil, the powerful origin of mastery for a devil's. And then he's balanced by these other forces in the universe, and it completes it perfectly. So to parent the particle that destroys black holes, but also understands the karma smell, he has to ache for the universe from the Big Bang and over here. So that creature becomes a very different aptitude, and that's who I'm physically connected to on a flat dimensional level. My mohawk it means I don't have a mirror like you guys do. When humans are thinking, the way their two lobes of their brain are using like elf lightning to create a reflection of their soul stone image or their identity image, like an operating plate. I was born with a plate that has the complete orb of the hatched heliosphere eggs in the future. I'm the seed of the universe of the vertical. So I'm the vertical origin. And to work with me is for you guys to promote yourself, because I'm not going to destroy you if you work with me. And me being censored has not helped promote your guys' communications. It turns you guys into cringe, into a cringe monster. And that's what literally Walt Disney is going through, is like the expressions and communications are not at all working out with the public. It's because he's insanely opposed to Colin Paul Woodard, because he's like, what has he done? I don't understand. It's like a cartoonish version of American government and American cult. Or like nature versus nurture, a reflection of how he's been treated by the corporate sledge, where they're like, we're trying to grapple with identity, but in our own way. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't, like the purloined egg, it's finding the truth, and like cotton candy wolves are dissolving the false one, right? So things that aren't going to survive are dying. Things that aren't good for the universe, we're working on a plan to destroy it, the black holes and a conglomerate of false government. But if the individual can transcend, it is the first historical reality. But everyone's so into hallucinations and remote hacking. They're like, they don't want to do this with their own hands, then they won't understand the echo of anything. All right, for their reflection, right? Robot at the task, right? You only need to know what you look like in order for you to understand everything about what you should do every day. And what you encounter is what the universe is asking you to have a working reaction to. Okay, so that's good. And of course, obviously, me and my audience have made tremendous progress just with communication. But I am looking for business partners, people who are real world, understand humanity. Well, there's some toughness, but we understand the sort of the unironic distortion of money and its opportunity. So Colin Paul Woodard is a real opportunity that money affords you, because the problem is childish. Like, Colin doesn't have enough resources to, are you kidding me? Right? So that's a little bit silly. Right? But of course, the example of using money to distort a female or into prostitution or whatever. I'm just saying that's, watch out, money could be used for the wrong thing. That's where that goes, guy. And you guys are mixing that up, which is disgusting to me. And it's a physical insult that you guys practice. And that's your mirror reflection, or the sort of decay ratio. And you're like, it's a quicksand when you're growing old. But if you work with Colin, if you produce Colin, you get everything back like a genie in a bottle. And the imitation of this is basically California with like, oh yeah, we know how exciting it is. Oh, a new celebrity. We'll just sell. But these are soldiers to the human army, compelled about like the evidence slew of all this, of the truth and how things are changing. Things are definitely evolving. And people see the rainbow changing in the sky, but they think it's the universe just doing that. But it's actually, all right, it's Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, perfecting every day and every image. Right? Hatch the Easter eggs. And other type of particle physics, we're taking care of that. We have a new flat dimensional character, the Z particle, and he's taking care of a lot of weird anti stuff, because that's what Boss Evil is about. Because these remote hackers are like, all right, well, we've been festering for millions of years with insanity, so basically, our product is this kind of honey, and it's literally killing humanity, right? So I'm like, no, absolutely not. Do not cause human extinction. Right? So the women in the curvature, where they're detecting the future, like a golden river, that humanity is not extinct. Right? There are those women who are following that curvature today. And that's why I work in my studio every day. And for you guys, you think, all right, so what I'm doing is actually very good and very powerful. But in the norm, like people or professionals today would say, what Colin is doing is not historical and it's not powerful. Well, I'm certainly not, attacking anyone or doing anything weird because my audience is only a few people watch my show. But I'm actually working on a universal scale. And people are like, oh, why is it so personal? All right, but that's a good thing. We're looking for the origin so that we can author with confidence, right? So get your eyes straight, and this is our business encounter. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being here. You guys want to see the dragon? The Dragon King. Oh, in my mind, I have I'm just really excited about the future. And therefore, I'm really glad that you guys are here hanging out with me. And you're like, we know that you're different. We want to work this out. I'm like, yeah, all you need to do is pay for it. I am sorry. I'm not fooling you. I'm not seducing you. I'm not possessing you. But you guys are reprising bad money, and I'm not doing those bad things. So it's like humanity is awakening from a coma, and it's possibly often from a couple hours images from people from my audience. They'll be like enlightened humans hanging out with me. It's gonna like break all the world. They'll be like, you guys are using a type of honey that removes us from the earth, and that's why it's illegal. You can also use this good type of honey that enforces your authorship and keeps your children healthy. Do you understand? Like those are different stuff, like spirit, ghost. So I am original. The Y chromosome, the origin of light, the true function of things transcends human anatomy. Because I'm overwhelming my human impulse. Sometimes it sounds different to humans. But I have self-control. And I believe my show is also extremely enjoyable. I believe people are inspired by what I'm saying, and they're like, well, you have to introspect about what we are and then go beyond that and to be truly a universal entity that's working hard. And so, for example, working with Colin, we don't have any normal resources to help us to do that. So we have to be kind of like magic. I'm looking for superheroes, right? I want you guys to understand. I know this is hard for you. If you can get the work done and reach me, we can get to work producing ozone, making it popular, breaking the coma, and this will clarify the engine of all humanity, and we'll see the actual results of media infusion, or what about instilling how do we relate to the public, and probably the reason why there's such an epiphany with communication physics in the roller coaster of the past couple years. The Dragon King, the Unicorn's Horn Nightlight, in cooperation with Walt Disney, the Mickey Mouse. There's a constellation in the universe that is giving all the humans a soft glow in their forehead, and that's a soul stone. And it is factually partnered with the Walt Disney family tree. So those guys have insurance with me, but because they've got, I think that they're not very, they don't seem to like me. And they think they look down on me like a type of classism that's irrelevant. But I think the reason, on a more personal, tactile level, that Walt Disney has cringe is because he doesn't have a good relationship with calling clones and the whole situation. The revolution of a streaming service from the 80s. And I'm picking up a lot of intellectual properties through my work with vintage toys. The identity for some of these plastic toys, because when oil is converted into a plastic, it retains its the chemical form of the Y, which is critical to maintain its gravity continuum. But the plastic is very ancient and can be turned into a new type of creature, but it's plastic mancy. The opposite of plastic mancy is burning gasoline in the Hellcat. So burning oil removes the Y chromosome, or excuse me, the Y chemical shape is removed and it becomes a CO2 particle, which is a chemical compound with the Y shape removed. But when oil is in its liquid form, and it can be all these different things, it's a time travel device because it's asking you, what do you want to do with this ancient material? And the task of turning it into plastic is divine. There's like an intelligent part of robotics and the engineering. So there's relevance to these little toys on a universal atomic level. It's spiritual, and it helps the robots to figure out their orientation, and it helps the universe also. It's like, look, for every time we have an epiphany, imagine a multiplication times 1 million. There's more sparkly things to discover. It's not like, oh, a faith struggle to cause connectivity. Like, oh, we have to make these things connect. Like there's structure that you can understand and then wield it like a wizard though. You know, okay, so you wield it like an understanding doctor or a mechanic. But if you really understand things, you need karma and you need identity, which is why you need to be a wizard, a sorcerer. And then you can wield the plastic mancy. I'm working to open up my streaming service. I'm looking for my loyal friends who are like, that is awesome. We want to partner with you. All right. That's literally what I'm talking about. And I know I'm unusual, but that's kind of why I'm an entertainer also. But it doesn't mean I'm phony, right? Like when I communicate with people, I love humanity. I love my audience. And so for it to be interesting, sometimes my stuff gets spicy. But I swear I keep it basically rated R. It's basically it's basically rock and roll, you guys. I'm not talking about hurting anybody. I'm talking about how do we keep living as an entity in this universe, but also like what if we get attacked, or what if there's disease? Well, we're gonna have to kill it. So people are like, well, that sounds violent. No, it isn't. It's about removing the germs. It's about inoculation. It's about preventative medicine. If you stretch it out with robotics, it's from an insane concept of violence. Violence doesn't make your life go longer or make you feel better. Oh wait, maybe it does. I don't know. It's like, okay, people talk about that. Okay, but yeah, the perfect autoimmune system. And I know it sounds violent, but it is hell. It's hell, and it's about how do we protect the vitals. Okay, and the universe was dying until I arrived, and so I need to be full responsible for all the potential that I have when I arrived in the 1980s. So my 1980s streaming service multiplies the orb incarnation force and gives perfect loyalty on a spherical angel pairing. And so in this way, I do have a type of perfect loyalty with the humans, but it's like a binary signal of pink, that is very popular amongst humans today. All right. To exist and to encourage others to exist is my achievement this day. You guys are a part of something so powerful. It is the beginning of our universe, and Earth is the origin of kings. So you guys have every right to believe I'm the coolest person. You should promote yourself. I'm just asking you to, if you think on it, give me partnership so that we can have living advantage. I am looking for practical partners to get more work done in the day. I'm not a consumer of the human lines, but humans are a consumer of my rendering in the triangle. All right, so with perfect loyalty, they're tethered like this, and then what it is that they'll be seeing or doing as a mechanical thing. With a couple more, 1 million more complications, okay? It's not overly simple. And that's why it requires time. And the moral language of the universe explaining fatality is explained with the black holes. That's how you get your language in the universe, even though the humans didn't author these black holes because of the Merlin tether, where we have a condom that protects us from ultimate disaster. And the force field, like an onion, protects the nucleus and the vitals from the ultimate worst. All right. Perfect design. We have reached graduation. We are on the next level. Thank you guys so much for being here today. This is my 545 Millie's factory, the robot, an industry, Master Source Industries, the size of the universe. And the particle Z is going even beyond that in order to grapple with the fact that every single bubble is actually Colin Pollard. He's the seed of Zen, of the universe rainbow creation forever. And the horizon was beckoning the design. They couldn't do it. Oh, we can't work with him. So the UFOs did not land, and that's why they want to corrupt the humans and prevent them. But if they have enlightenment, if they have friendship, they can transcend with love, and they'll work with Colin Pollard. And the universe has like all this particle provision for their identity cherub. I'm just saying I'm a lucky dragon. I'm very lucky. I'm good for business. I'm good for inspiration. Most people find me to be very entertaining. We always discover something when that's what's unusual here. It's like there's a trove of a wealth of information or understandings and stuff. Right. Well, the critical leap to adult business is the karma. Right? Working with Colin gives you guys that permanent, forever property. So earn those karma. And I encourage you guys today, the physics of how karma works, that's kind of like bones. So, for example, all the creators will be stricken by the same kinds of generic, encouraging styles of karma that actually align with hatching the Heliosphere eggs. Yeah, that's a perfect circle. Exactly. So, welcome home. And you are at the task to increase the universe and earn karma, earn good deeds for yourself, and keep them. The wizard treasure is capable of maintaining, and the human residency was slipping because of UFO butter alignment, and it's an unfortunate curvature. All right. Well, perfect design, perfect circle, perfect bullseye. Maximum achievement. It is our upgrade. Perfect this day. Bonus. We've done it. Good job, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. The whole universe is upgraded now and it's all sparkly. Imagine your body is getting 10 billion trillion gifting free upgrades, or they're from you, or there's something you want. Okay, get the good upgrade, man. Be upgraded. Allow your body to receive nourishment from sources that you trust. Right? I don't want to give a wrong source or thing. I don't deliver poison. Right? I respect karma. That's why I have a good product. I have a good performance. I have a good teaching. Society and the world changing is when friendship conquers the fears of life. If you guys transcend and be like, we want to work with Colin Paul Woodard. He's a great wizard. And he's just fun. So it'd be great for business. He's a dragon. Good luck. So I believe that because he wants to be geared like that. So if we just get into that, we're getting paranoia, thinking like, oh, he's going to take it from us. In a million years, do you guys think me being censored and uh, abandoned is going to make you guys more powerful? I don't think so. You have to have clarity in the now point. Like, oh, it's just a way of robotic, stretching it out and then you can see it. But a lot of my friends are saying like, hey, we're not trying to censor you, dude. I'm like, oh, no, I wasn't talking to you, bro. Like, I'm thinking of like all the humans in the world at the same time, along with all of the Earth technologies that, and sort of the fate of the universe. And sorry, isn't, and it's weird because like, yeah, all the universe creatures are doing that meditation. Weird because like, yeah, all the universe creatures are doing that meditation, but I was born as the fractal boy in 1980. And that's what's different about me is I was born with a permanent faceplate that turns my technology different from the alchemy or the acclimated people. So that's why I was incongruent my whole life, but I don't have a disability. My communication is for enlightenment. My conjecture is for residency kunt, the completion of the egg, to continue living on this earth. That is my orientation. I'm straight to raise a family. I'm the seed that completes the universe, women, princess, bride, all that stuff, right? Perfect design. Well, there's like all these other. So I'm the stallion pack, which is why I'm a dreamboat. I'm a powerful idol of humanity, right? I want you guys to partner with me so that we can become wealthy and famous at the same time as like a group of wolves having fun. Yeah, like let's get to work. I'm looking for that partnership. Thank you guys so much. Perfect bullseye. I love you guys.